There, we use the Yeti mic. Instead of just going through voice straight to you. Sorry about that. Hail crew. There we go. We're having some difficulties. There's some camera shut off that's happening. I'm gonna figure out what's going on here. Kind of funny. Um, Buffering out. By word to code. Rotation. So now the video stream should be a little smoother. I'm gonna try and make sure it works. Again, I'm very sorry if things don't work normally. I've got my second video here on the side just so I can keep. Ah, what a day. Today's Thursday. Big day for us because we're painting our way through the Sergeant and through Chaos Space Marine best we can. There's after we do the Chaos Space Marines, we're going to work our way into Legionnaires. Very excited for that because there's a lot of painting we can do. Try to 3D side. Because I put together some 3D print files for the bases for our Chaos Space Marines. And basically all it is just some cookie cutters that I designed, specifically just to cut a hole into like some clay or whatever. And I'll show you why. Because I have this AliExpress roller. So it'll let me come through and actually cut up basically all of the clean up any clay that we use. So we'll be able to roll some clay and then just create some bases and just cookie cut them as kind of as we go. And that's because I have some ideas for the 28mm guys, the cultists. But you know what I'm missing? I'm missing some paper towel. One sec. We have paper towel. So we missed yesterday's stream. What happened? What did I die? Did I go to heaven? Did I go to Asotera? What happened? Well, I'll tell you what happened. We went to the Warhammer store and we picked up on. Sorry, we got into our last league game for Age of Sigmar. Sigmar is the Warhammer 40k fantasy variant. And as per the norm, I got tabled. I knew that was going to happen. Just because I didn't include shooting, or any magic, and I don't mind losing, and it was someone I knew, so it made it all the easier to lose. That said, they are fantastic. They've been playing for they've got about 40 games in. They know what it is they're doing and how to play, and why is that? They do really well. Stream is really not smooth. It's smooth on computer, but on mobile it is not. Oh no, sometimes it works. I'm just moving these off the thing today. All good? Okay, perfect. I'm glad to hear that. Thank you. Um, yeah, so we'll try out some of the basing stuff today. We won't be doing a lot of basing, but we'll give it a shot and see what. Just getting these guys out the blue tack now. Because we took some progress photos with them not long ago. Still in the blue tech. Take here. Pull it out. I put blue tag on these guys just for taking photos. Well, sorry, into prime. That was the other reason. There was one other reason. Prime. So how did our battle go? Because I wasn't here. Well, like I sort of alluded to, I got tabled. What does that mean? That means that round one, brought out my chaos spawn. Well, I dropped everything. The guy I was playing against had 2 drops, which was interesting. So his first drop was one small unit. Fine. Just to some Aldarian, basically elves. Age of Sigmar elf. What he did was he put them down at the back, and those were his bow, the bows. I posted the photo for that. But I'll post the photo for it in the what the game looked like. You guys can see sort of how we made out. What's on the back of my mind. I'll just keep it off. Oh yeah, I forgot the photo here. Okay, so how did this look on the table? He brought out these bows first, ones at the end. In his turn one, sorry, and that was his first drop, and then I had to drop afterward. So he won the roll off. No, I won the roll off. Sorry for the drops, and I told him I wanted him to drop first, even though he had 2 drops. The reason why I wanted him to drop first is because I want to understand where he was going to put where I thought was all of his models, or at least half of his models. But as it turned out, he was only putting down the bows, so uh, I get to find out where his bows were going to go, and then I dropped all my models. I wanted to find out where he was putting things so I could respond to them, but he was clever in that he put down his drops in that way. Sometimes a 2 drop is really impactful. So what I tried to do was get my army lined up on the back because I have 1 drop. That can be kind of annoying. And this is one of those times when it wasn't annoying because if you look just over between my knights and my demon prince in the corner is my chaos spawn. These little things here, these little dice are just the treasure token. And what happened was turn one, uh, used his bows immediately, fired all of them into my chaos spawn, deleted it off the field immediately, like turn one. Wasn't even a contest. Didn't even get a chance to bring him out. I had some fun, wacky stuff planned for him because he can do multiple drops, or not drops. He can do multiple moves. He's got 2d6 movement, 2d6 attack. So it can be really strong or really weak. It's all, I mean, it's chaos, right? So you never know. makes me want to have another Chaos Spawn out because they're just so fun. Turn one, I also watched him because I won the roll off and made him go turn one. Fortunately, like I said, he killed that guy, but he also brought his knights over here into this position up here, just touching the point. So when it was my turn, I took all my knights, ran them directly into his, brought them over on their 10-inch move. Then I charged right into them. And at the end of my turn, I did follow through. Gives me like another opportunity to keep moving and just blast right through them. I took out like half of them when I went. It was pretty fun. The other thing I ended up having to do was move my warriors up. And when I did, he moved his up as well as his little. You can't see it in the photo here, but he's got a general. So turn two, my Demon Prince came up, general, charged him, 10 attacks later because I'm using Scourge of Garon adjustments. So he gets 8 attacks. Sorry, 9 attacks, plus 1 more for being aligned to Corn. I deleted his general right off the field. One go. Absolutely crazy. What was really fun was as soon as I got the opportunity, I think it was turn after he'd moved up his uh, warriors onto the point here, and I moved my warriors up. Uh, I got them just enough out of combat. Actually, I didn't even have to worry about combat. I used Marco Zinch and blinked them from here, just beyond the marker, all the way over to here, because you can move uh, 6 inches away and 6 inches from that point, which puts me 12 inches over here. So I set them up over here again, which gave me the advantage. So I was able to control one point at least, while I was contesting another point, and then finish control. But he ended up getting linked ley lines by connecting these points together because he was controlling this one and this one and this one. So it sort of worked in his favor. Um, so I didn't win on points. I didn't even win on fighting because he beat me on fighting. But I won on having fun. I had a lot of fun, and he did too. And there were some times when we had to get some rules lawyered, but we weren't really sure how they played. And he comes from a 40k background, and I come from playing just Age of Sigmar, so I know Sigmar a little bit better, which was to my advantage. Yeah, that was the game. It was a good game. By turn 4, he had absolutely destroyed my. So there was nothing really left there for me to do. My Carcatrack just charged center, and the bows absolutely destroyed him. Oh no, sorry, my Carcatrack charged over here. Bows got him, and then the spears got him. Spears didn't do a lot of damage, but the bows did all the damage. Really, this line of bows was MVP because it was uh 10 models doing 20 attacks altogether, which is crazy. When he also has a spellcaster that he didn't really use um because the tactics didn't really call for it, but it was pretty cool. I definitely, if I plan to play this again, or if I do play this again, I will be including the Zaniche that we did on screen because there's so much I'm missing by not having chicken there, and it's just so opportunistic to have that. Yeah, it was a good game. If you're looking for a game that's very similar to 40k but as fantasy models, I highly recommend. That is part and parcel, kind of exactly what you'd be looking for. That said, now that we've done our battle report rundown, I'm gonna get some model painting. Clean up the last of the blue tech. Make sure we get it all taken care of. Move this out of the way. Gonna shut up. Fix up. All we're doing is just throwing it in the brush cleaner. Just trying to get a little bit of the soap in there. Gonna work it in. Just reconditioning. Look that to a fine, fine, fine point. The brush that's very similar. Their brush looks. A brush has seen much better days. Seen the throat on it a little. Had some shades in it, stuck for a while. Work it in the throat. And keep working. Bristles. Like that. All we're doing is just getting those bristles nice and clean. We're taking the color out. Stuck on page, still stuck in there. Brush cleaning ASMR. Here, someone needs this. And let it dry naturally. I don't need the shade brush just yet, but I will. So I'm just gonna let it dry, like I said. Cool. We got a couple done here. I'm okay with my dry brush looking like absolute garbage though, because it's a dry brush. Why do I have all these dry brushes and everything else? Well, we're starting with this guy. The rest we're just gonna push off for. And there's quite a few places here that we're gonna use. Got a cloak up here that we're gonna do something similar that we did to one of our AOS models, where it's like a hunter's cloak. We've got some fire, so I'm gonna use some OSL. Some more fire up here. We've got some skulls, so we're gonna need some. I like to use Screaming Skull because it's very on the low tone. Then some Skeleton Horde over top of it. Uh, he's got some. He's got a cloak on. He's got some armor. That great big cloak. Not sure what color it is. I think, as per the box, I think it's red. But today we're gonna actually try and follow an heavy metal, if I can find one. So we're following the Black Legion, and post that. This is the guy. So, oh, and you know what? Our 3D print just finished too. Let it sit for a couple minutes just to dry out, so we can pop it off easier. But we're gonna start. What I would like to do before I get too far into this, using my dry brush, then use lighter white. I've got gray cedar here, but this is already covered here. Use something a little lighter just for lighting for OSL. That's going to be Corex white. Shaked up a little bit. It's a little chunky, very chunky. I grab a little, and it's gone pretty much the way. Make it wet. Back to life. Try it out on dry on towel, and oh, it's a little wet. Run the dry brush. Where I want the highlights to be. All to be. All I'm doing is just highlighting the fire, really. Just with some Clorox white dry brush. We have a lot of fire up here. Gonna highlight that as well. All we're doing is just making it easier for later and trying to make it nice and easy. See where our colors are gonna go. Helps, like I said, with the helps a little bit. The especially when we're trying to later on. Trying to add some of our contrast paint. Because we're doing it while the paint's process a lot nicer, a lot easier. We're just moving the paint away from the fire. Like there's some chunkiness with the strip back. I'm gonna figure out what's going on here.